That's the four of them for the rearranged Kingmaker. It's at 150.
And the betting looks like this. Kalashnikov 4-9 to win it. Glen Forsa, who surely better over further, 9-2. And Dalila Desoy is 11-2 into 9-2. So the money coming in for the mare, who does get the £7, and theoretically on ratings, that means that she's the one to beat. People are latching on to that. 11-2 into 9-2. It's 20-1 Del Oro. I suppose is it canny placing by Mick Shannon? And the team may pick up some prize money, but what is the thinking here? Genuine chance of upsetting the favourite, or run well in defeat and go up £3 or £4 and ensure your spot in a handicap at the festival? I don't know.
Well, perhaps, Alex, your questions will be answered in the next 10 minutes or so. Just how good is Glen Forsa? What might he be doing going forward? Well, we know what this fella's going to be doing, all being well, going forward for the rest of this season. The Arkle being his target. He accounted for his opposition at Warwick and Plumpton very convincingly before that defeat to Dynamite Dollars, the now sadly sidelined Dynamite Dollars, in the Wayward Lad at Kempton just after Christmas. And he's here. Obviously, they'd have rather the race was run at Warwick, going left-handed, but clearly keen to get another good run into him. Amy Murphy supporting this restaged race.
I think the track and the easier ground than Kempton will benefit him, kept to 2 miles. I mean, it was testing ground when he was running so well at 2 miles over hurdles last year, including in the Supreme, where he finished runner-up. I think he's a horse that definitely wants to go up in trip sooner rather than later, and I suspect if he gets turned over this afternoon, they will probably have to seriously consider the JLT Golden Miller.
We shall see. 4-9 Kalashnikov, Dalila Desoy at 4-1. Now, she often found herself making the running in France, free going, regularly jumped towards the right, but there wasn't too much evidence of that at Exeter when she won. Probably had things covered when main opponent made a mistake at the last, but I guess we'll never know. She seems a little bit calmer down at the start than she did when she was going around the paddock.
She does. I mean, I know she's a mare, but she's not particularly imposing to look at, and she is quite a keen-going sort. So we'll see how she settles or not in the early stages here. She just got the one Cheltenham entry, I think, which is in the JLT Golden Miller. She's not in the Arkle, though presumably time is probably a bit tight to get a mark for the Close brothers.
Right, they've withdrawn her. She's been withdrawn, just hearing over the public address. Dalila Desoy withdrawn on veterinary advice, so well, we don't know where she'll end up, but she's not going to be winning the Kingmaker this afternoon. No,
that's disappointing, but clearly something untoward at the start.
Might be some blood, possibly. You can see there, just coming out of a left nostril, so she might have, which is again pretty open and shut case, that she'd be withdrawn.
Yes, she had been off for a year before she made her chasing debut, and if there is blood there, then yes, as you say, that's that.
That's a shame. A real shame, which leaves us with 3. So just reiterating, in case you've literally just flicked over, Dalila Desoy withdrawn on veterinary advice at the start, and we're 30 seconds away from the scheduled start of this Agata UK Kingmaker Novices Chase. Glen Forsa, Kalashnikov and Del Oro will line up for it. And Glen Forsa is going to be ridden positively again, despite being down in distance.
Flicked over. Has Loose Women just finished?
Oh, listen, you know ITV's daytime schedule better than me, so...
I think Glen Forsa's going to make the running here, which is good. and I think his jumping will be a good test for Kalashnikov. And I suppose the advantage from Glen Forsa's connections point of view with Dalila de Searle out of the race is that you haven't got a 149 handicap mark horse in danger of finishing just behind you.
We've got a very quick reformed market: 2-7 Kalashnikov, 3-1 Glen Forsa, 12-1 Del Oro after the late withdrawal of Dalila du Soy. I think we're going to get a 150 start here. It looks like they're going to come forward, whether there's going to be any final checks. But just the 3 for the Kingmaker on here at Sandown Park. Glen Forsa, can he show that he can mix it at a higher level than he's done in his 2 handicap wins? He looked like a horse with the potential to do that when he won at Kempton on Boxing Day. He's gone from 3 miles to 2.5 down to 2. And Kalashnikov looking for his 3rd win over fences. I thought they were about to come in, David, as you well know, but at the moment they're not. They're walking away.
So did I. They are walking away. I don't know whether they might. Will they?
Yeah, of course. That's what you want. Mark has heard us desperately filling in time, so he's picked an opportune moment to let us and the race-going public know that the reason why we're waiting is because they need to get Dalila du Soy off the course and out of harm's way, and at the moment she isn't. There she is.
No, so they will continue to mill round. I think Glen Forsa forcing the pace, as I say, could make this interesting for Kalashnikov and his supporters.
Yeah. Just might do 1-4 now, Kalashnikov, and there we can see her just beyond the last hurdle, so a long way away from the others down at the start. I mean, fortunately, although the horse that's leading them around, Glen Forsa, was very, very calm in the paddock and is just getting a little bit on his toes now. This delay doesn't appear to be sending any of the 3 that are due to run in it over the top.
No, and connections of Del Oro will be, well, picking up even more.
At least 3,500.
Speculative entry would have picked them up if he gets round.
Of course, some will say, on looking at ratings, he's rated £1 higher than Glen Forsa.
Yes.
Well,
yeah. Well, you're right. You are right.
I don't think he'll beat him. Not the Sundays, but
no. But you are right.
Here we go. They're going to let the race start. Flags up. This is the Kingmaker Race 3.
Thanks, David. Well, they haven't actually got Dalila du Soy off the track, but at least she's now been corralled near a hurdle. Now they're about to walk forward, walking in, and they're off. This is the Agita UK Kingmaker Novices Chase, Grade 2, over just shy of 2 miles, and the early leader is Glen Forsa. Glen Forsa on the inside of Kalashnikov as they rise over the first of the 13 fences, with Del Oro last of the trio, and they race on towards fence number 2, an open ditch. Jonathan Burke and Glen Forsa out in front to Jack Quinlan, and Kalashnikov on the near side racing in second and reaching for it in third. Del Oro in the hands of Joshua Moore, and just being chased along early, Del Oro at the back of the field of 3. So up past the stands they go, with a circuit to go and 11 more fences to take in the Kingmaker, and it is Glen Forsa defending this perfect record, 2 runs and 2 wins over fences, who leads the way to Kalashnikov, the favourite, in second for Jack Quinlan, and now closing up in third is Del Oro as they reach the top of the Sandown hill. Glen Forsa out in front, going into the turn, which takes them towards the Moor Lane fence, to Kalashnikov racing in second, and still that break of nearly 2 lengths back to Del Oro. No change in the order so far as they now race slightly downhill on towards fence number 3. And Glen Forsa now opening up a lead of nearly 2 lengths on the run down towards the third, to Kalashnikov in second, and back in third Del Oro as they rise. And the best jump was by the leader there, and Glen Forsa with a very slick leap carried him into a lead of nearly 3 lengths, but immediately on the flat, Kalashnikov again closes down that lead to only 1.5 lengths, and now there's 3 lengths away to Del Oro. first of the fences taken down the back, fence number 4, and the leader by 3 parts of a length was Glen Forsa to Kalashnikov in second, and now 5 lengths away Del Oro over the second one down the back. The first 2 jump it really well, not so fluent Del Oro, and now the final open ditch, fence number 6, and again the leading duo foot perfect over that, just trailing a hind leg through it, Del Oro, who's badly outpaced. So now race through the halfway point in the Kingmaker, and Kalashnikov looms up on the outside of Glen Forsa, little between them as they rise over the water jump. Kalashnikov was not fluent there, he rather stutter-step going into that, and much more fluently was by Glen Forsa, who now takes them on towards the railway fences. Glen Forsa at the first railway by a length and a half. Very low was Kalashnikov in second, and jumping out away to his right, Del Oro in third. Second railway, very quick and economical. Glen Forsa still leads by that length and a half to Kalashnikov in second. The last of the railways, and still that lead is holding at a length and a half for Glen Forsa, as now they leave their back straight behind them. They have 3 more fences to take in the Kingmaker, and Glen Forsa and Jonathan Burke have led every step of the way so far. Kalashnikov now with 2 lengths to find in second in the hands of Jack Quinlan, and that break extends to 15 lengths now to Joshua Moore aboard Del Oro. Down towards the pond, and Jack Quinlan is getting animated on Kalashnikov, not going anywhere near as well as Glen Forsa at this point, but they face up towards the pond, and then the climb up the Isha Hill, and again Kalashnikov was not fluent at the pond fence and gets reminders, and Glen Forsa just keeps on rolling into the home straight with 2 more fences to take, and Glen Forsa forcing the issue goes clear now by 6 widening lengths. Kalashnikov well held now in second, and a long break to Del Oro in third. The 13th and final fence is the danger now to Glen Forsa. He gets in a little tight, but he's away safely. In second, a leg-weary Kalashnikov, and now with another half furlong to go, it is Glen Forsa for Mick Shannon and Jonathan Burke, who is now a perfect 3 out of 3 over fences. The winner of the Kingmaker, Glen Forsa, and how? Kalashnikov in second, and Del Oro was third.
Grade 2 success for Mick Shannon and Jonathan Burke, Glen Forsa, and I think he might have made a decision for his connections there. That's certainly the novice handicap at the Cheltenham Festival, right out of the window.
Well, he had a mark of 138, which he wasn't sure to get in off that, and I'm sure he won't get in off his revised mark, because he's going to go well above 145 after that. That was really impressive, and he's just a very polished horse over fences. Kalashnikov hasn't run his race, but
one has to immediately say that that's clearly not Kalashnikov, and we hope that everything's all right with him. He's finished second, but for all that Glen Forsa did everything right, and Kalashnikov clearly wasn't on song today, but he had to be impressed.
Well, he wasn't on song because Glen Forsa, the way that he was travelling and the way that he was jumping, was getting Kalashnikov under pressure. That was what was happening with him. And you look at where Del Oro is, and you were saying before the race, on revised handicap marks, he's sort of entitled to finish just in front of Glen Forsa. Has he finished yet? I mean, he's...
No, listen, I never said he would. But
No, I'm not. That was a rhetorical question. Del Oro is cooked by the start of the back straight after they've jumped 3 fences. He's not as bad as that would suggest, and I think I haven't got the comparative times of this race and the Not Another Muddle race, and that might be the best way to judge this performance, but Glen Forsa,
he's put Kalashnikov under maximum pressure at his fences. You can see there at the water jump how well that Glen Forsa took it, and Kalashnikov was in a little bit of a muddle going over it, and there wasn't a single fence on the way round where the second took any ground out of the leader, and that's built up, and he was always going to win from going to the pond. Just give